What's up, guys? Welcome back to Clever TV. I'm Joslyn Davis with Dana Ward.
Hello.
And today we're actually bringing you something super special because we just finished watching the Pretty Little Liars Halloween special. I think this says it all. Tons of shockers.
Oh my goodness. Joslyn, I am like still creeped out. Like literally we just watched this. We're shooting it right away. Like the cast has told us in other like interviews and stuff, definitely a few questions were answered, but I really feel like there are a lot more questions after watching this episode.
Exactly. So we're just going to jump into it. This is not a recap. It's more of just the highlights and some of the answers that we found throughout the episode. Obviously, which was told from the point of view of Allie, which made it different right from the onset. So this episode opens up with these two little girls playing, and it's almost like she's telling a story to some kids, and this is her story being acted out, you know, on the big or on the small screen. It's these two little girls, and they end up fighting over a doll, and they're twins. And when one of them can't get the doll from the other one, she stabs her in the heart and lets her bleed to death.
Right.
And
they're blonde-haired, blue-eyed, which is kind of creepy since Allison is the one telling the story.
Right.
The story goes that the murderer child is sent off to a sanatorium.
That's right. And all of this would be like, oh, no big deal. But this is until we see the rest of the episode. So
also creepy.
It's all very creepy. So we get to see Allie's room for the very first time. And when Sasha Petersa was in our studio, she said, you really need to watch Allie's room. You need to pause in her room and look at all of the different things, which of course we did. And what did we see on the wall?
Oh my goodness, you guys. I think Joslyn and I agree this was the one thing that you're supposed to see. Did any of you see this? There was a photo frame on the wall with two pictures of Allie and her brother, Jason, in the middle, which kind of means that she has a twin.
Yeah.
Hello.
Why would someone have two photographs? I mean, let alone one. Why would you have two photographs of yourself on your own wall?
For sure, Allie has a twin.
I think that we're both going to go on the record and say that we think Allie has a twin somewhere out there, which makes the opener for the show all that much more poignant, I guess you would say, and crazy, because it sort of like parallels her own life and makes everything get a little creepier. When a little bit later we see a sanatorium car, but we'll get to that. We also see Allie hide a note that she receives from, we're guessing maybe from A. She hides it in this duct in the wall. And the doll that she hides it in, the head of, I know you guys, this is crazy.
Oh my God, no, seriously.
Looks exactly like the doll that we see in this flashback sequence sort of thing with the two little girls.
It is the doll. I swear it's the doll. She takes the doll's head off. She puts this note in there.
And hides it.
The note says something like, it's my turn to torture you, or it's your turn to be tortured.
Very
creepy. She also pulls out a locket. I don't know, did you notice that? She pulls a locket out. Obviously some sort of special significance behind that locket. Do any of you PLL fans out there possibly know what it might be?
I know, because I think each little thing that we saw in this episode did have some sort of meaning. Later in the episode, we see this car that's parked in front of a home that all of the girls express that they're scared to go into. It's sort of like the haunted mansion in the town. And we see a car parked in front that says Radley Sanatorium. And I don't know, what is the sanatorium car doing in the town unless there's someone who is in the sanatorium who has escaped. We then see the door on the haunted house open. Of course, we don't see who is inside, but we can only guess. I mean, what is it? Is this Allie's twin?
I don't know. I'm really creeped out, Joslyn. Just talking about it is bringing me way back.
I know.
It's bringing me back. So I guess we could probably move on to the next big highlight, which is Noel Kahn.
I agree.
He was definitely at the forefront of this particular episode. Remember, we have rewound back to 2008. He is the big man on campus. He's throwing a big party. Allie definitely has a good relationship with him and kind of gets the inside on the big party that he's about to throw for Halloween, and actually gets an invite for all of the girls.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see him as someone totally different than that creepy, weird character that we've grown to know him as, you know, in the 2 seasons of the show that we've seen so far. And he's really a nice guy. He's like big man on campus, BFFs with Allie, invites the girls over to the party, and then they have this big trick that they're trying to basically see come to fruition with the girls. But it doesn't really go as planned. But I mean, we'll get to that in a little bit later.
Yes, we definitely will. Another big highlight for this episode, hopefully you guys noticed this, Jenna, oh my gosh.
Minus the glasses.
Minus the glasses, yes. She has not been blinded by Allie quite yet. It's actually the first time that Allie and Jenna meet, and they meet in a costume store. I was immediately just like thrown off guard by the tension in the air.
Right, it's like the two queen bees going head to head. And at one point, we see kind of like a softer side of Allie. We see that she's like, okay, you're cool, even though you're wearing a Lady Gaga costume too. You can be a part of our friend group. And Jenna's like, no, I pick my own friends, thank you very much. And it's really strange to see someone who's stronger than Allie, I have to say.
Totally, and I don't think she's ever had someone actually step up to her, so it was probably really odd for her. So I thought it was really funny that Allison was speaking out and saying, you better not show up in the Lady Gaga costume. And Jenna actually says to Allie, I know who you'll be. And then Allie says back, and you'll surprise me.
Yeah, that whole interaction was really telling, I thought, and really, really fascinating to get a glimpse of who they were in the past, aside from what we already know. And the other really weird thing here was that Jenna has already kind of handpicked her friends. And I thought that at the end, it looked like she and Mona were going to become friends. Because Mona is not friends with anyone. She's sitting at like the nerd table. Very sad, and I felt really bad for her. But even more importantly, I feel like Jenna is friends with the police.
Oh my goodness.
Officer Darren, you know, the creepster detective.
Detective man is back in the picture, looking a lot younger.
In
They
his
did a really
uniform.
good job on this one.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, definitely Jenna has some insider track to something bad, because she does wind up showing up in that Lady Gaga costume, which I thought was like a brave move, just further showing her, I guess, equal queen bee-edness.
Yes, I like
Allison.
that. Queen bee-edness, definitely.
Queen bee-edness. That could have been another costume. Perhaps Spencer would have worn it.
Yes, I agree. I do agree. Oh, Spencer. Gosh, it was so fun to see all the girls as well, I have to say, who all had their own secrets. But one of the big shockers and big moments in this episode that I think we're going to see pan out in the second half of season 2 was Lucas. We were introduced to Lucas. Allie is so mean to him in this episode.
Terrible.
And we hear him say to her, one day, or kind of behind her back, one day she'll get what's coming to her. And
he says it in front of Mona, by the way, and Mona kind of reacts. You don't know if she takes it in and is thinking, yeah, I agree, or if it's like, oh my God, I'm scared of you.
Exactly. And, you know, we do see him at the Halloween party wearing this masked costume, and we sort of guessed that maybe he was a part of this trick that went down, that kind of ended up going crazy. But then we realized that we thought were there to like 4 people in this exact same costume. So let's count them down. Lucas,
Noel Kahn,
and then a mystery person who pulls it off with a glove. It's got to be A, because A always has that glove on.
Exactly. And then when the shot pans out, there's 2 masks still there.
Right, and we don't know at this point if A is one person or multiple people. So this definitely sort of keeps things brewing as far as that goes. And even, you know, even Allie's freaked out in this episode, which is a definite change up from what we've seen from her in the past. And we get that first text from A. What did it say? Oh my
goodness, you guys, dying to know who I am? You'll find out. And since it's a Halloween episode, I feel like that follows with I feel like it should, right?
It should. It was a really fun episode. Great costumes, great work from the actresses, really, you know, going to a new place for their characters. But for sure, above and beyond, I mean, Sasha Peterson did a great job in this episode.
Loved her acting.
And, Allie has a twin sister. Do you guys agree? That's the big question,
for sure.
Right?
Right? I mean, who wouldn't agree? If you don't agree, I want to know why.
Yeah, we want your theories. We want all the info. We want to know if you saw that picture in her bedroom, and if not, you need to go back and pause in the bedroom and get all the details.
Totally.
Let us know what you think, because we loved the episode, and now we're just dying to see the second half of season 2 kicking off in January. But make sure to stick with us here at Clever TV for all the latest on Pretty Little Liars, because we will be keeping you posted. From Dana Ward and our entire crew here at Clever TV, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.
See ya.